Talked about this before, Janet. The fact that Harry Roberts has not shown any remorse, that Ched Evans has not shown remorse, he still indeed protests his innocence. Is that significant in terms of how we treat them?
We can't make people behave the way we want them to behave. Painful though it is, we can't project onto them the way we want them to behave. I do find both these cases really distressing. But I think when it comes to Ched Evans, what upsets me is that he's been allowed to train at the football club, and he's shown no remorse, but neither has he behaved in a way that makes me think that he wants to start again from the bottom. I think he should be working with young people and giving back to the community, number one. And number two, I think the club should charge him to train there.
But you could say that's a double punishment.
I noticed that my old boss, Greg Dyke, who's now the boss of the Football Association, has been strangely silent on the topic of this particular footballer. And all these blokes running football in this country, they're not saying anything, are they? Because the bottom line in football is, you know, they want goal scorers out there, and that overrules everything.
Well, I must agree with you, Janet, on that. I mean, I think the football industry has missed a golden opportunity here, a dreadful situation, to actually say this is not the kind of behaviour that we endorse, taken away from the criminality of it. Football plays such a role in our country, is so influential, that they should really stand up, stop looking at their hands and shuffling their papers, and say, we really need to talk about how people deal with each other, what is acceptable behaviour, what is not, and create positive, good role models for young men and young women. They have failed to do that. And, you know, it's taken a young woman, Charlie Webster, to resign as a patron of Sheffield United, to actually stand up for what she believes in, whether you believe in her or not, but at least she's had the courage of her convictions. So I must say, I agree with you. I'm angry about that. But back to the main question, Jamelia, what do you think?
I mean, I think what makes this particular case uncomfortable is the fact that he's going back into, or seemingly going back into, such a high-paid job. And I think that's what we're very upset about, is the fact that, you know, I do think if he was a plumber, I don't think we would be in uproar about it. Well, exactly, we wouldn't know. One of the things that I think we're in danger of doing is forgetting, and I mentioned this last week on the show, forgetting that the purpose of prison is to rehabilitate. When someone is let out of prison, the prison system has made a decision deciding that that person is no longer a danger to society, and I feel that
But there has to be more to rehabilitation than just serving your time. Rehabilitation is an active process.
I think that is one of the things that people have very misconstrued about the prison system. People don't just go into prison and sit down and wait until their time is up. They have to do courses. They have to have counselling. They have to go through many different.
Corinne, why are you shaking your head?
Well, because in a fantastic world, that's exactly what should happen. But how many people are released from prison who do go on to reoffend? So where's the rehabilitation there? And then everyone's up in arms of why they were let out in the first place. And can I just say that I would love...
Well, recidivism there is not a minority.
There is a part of me that I would love to read it and go, well, you know, he's done the crime and all of that. He should be allowed to go back to his life and all that. But I always, whether it's because I'm a mom or whatever, I put myself in the position of the girl that he raped and her family, and I just think to see somebody so high profile to literally possibly turn your telly on and he's out living his high profile life and carrying on, and he's hurt my daughter, I will never forgive him.
Of course, but
I wouldn't forgive because